Yo yo, yo yo, yo yo. Good morning, good morning. Yo yo. Good morning. Man, I'm just always too tired. Oops. Too tired. Where are the shit? That's fine. Oh man. Yeah, you're good, man. No worries. Enjoy your Friday work, sir. Friday. At least it's the weekend. It's always good. Get away from the weekdays. The no fun time. Yo, good morning. I'm a tax clerk dwarf. Oh god, taxes. Execute him. He wants our money. How can you buy more Warhammer if you're always taxed? How is that gonna work? Well, you know what, sir? You are doing something no man has wished to do. No human. I'm kidding. I was like, no, you're good. That's cool, man. It's good to have one of those. Okay, good. I was gonna say, like, wait, which side? Yeah, you're good. You're good. Yeah. Everyone's got. Well, not everyone has an accountant, but you know that's good. That's lovely. Never mind. Don't execute him. He's fine. That's cool. Listen, I don't want to talk about the government. Probably tax me even more. Everyone's got choice words for their yearly pay. You're good, man. That's a good gig. There you go. I never stopped buying Warhammer. I did see your haul. You are correct. You never do. Chancellor, what an asswipe of a person he is. Who? I don't know who this is. Listen, it sounds like Palpatine. Is he Palpatine? Well, you could, Ray, hello, sir. You could do dwarves and orcs and whatever. I mean, they've got all that stuff. They've got everything you think you need and more. That's how this hobby works. They just get you. They get you from many different angles. That's their job. Led, hello, sir. Yeah, he sounds like Palpatine. I'm not sure who that is, but... German Palpatine. That sounds terrible. I'm not very well versed in this this sector, but that is very unfortunate. That sounds very, very shitty. Worse than Palpatine. Manitou, hello, sir. Bum, bum, bum. Is there any new music that came out? Mm. Um, I did see it. It was cool. I don't think it did anything for me, but it's cool. The AdMech fans are happy. Certainly better than the previous one, I'll say. Later today, yeah. But I get to go see the new MK movie, so we'll do it before that. I rewatched the MK movie last night for the sake of, like, remembering what was going on. And there really isn't much going on in the first movie. It's good. But yeah, there's, like, no big... Nothing's really going on. But I will be going to watch it today. Yeah, I've heard people liked it. I mean, it's a movie where you turn your brain off and have fun, which is great if it's good. Again, the first movie was good. I think it was, like, perfectly paced, if anything. Rewatching it, I was very pleasantly surprised with the pacing. Like, they really just get to the point. It's a fighting game movie. There doesn't need to be, like, dialogue. It's fine, but yeah, it's good to just fight. There have not been too many good movies in theaters, I gotta say. At least with what I've seen. So maybe I'm watching the bad movies. Well, Palpatine, I don't know. I feel like again, I don't really know what's going on, but yeah, usually when you compare anyone to Palpatine, villainous, villainous. Although he did want to unite the galaxy, just under his rule, I suppose. I'm not one for politics. They don't excite me. No, you're good. I don't really know German politics or people in that sphere. I don't know. I just don't know anything about it. It's okay. You're good. Holy shit, I need an adjustable desk. My neck is so fucked. Oh my god. Oh. An adjustable desk, or you literally have to put your arms up and just work on it in front of your face. Is that ever a thing? Technically, that could work. Technically. Run. Try that. Yeah, IKEA is usually where I go. IKEA is usually the place to be. Is it all made in Sweden, though? I doubt it. Oh, I don't know if I... Oh my god. Let me try this. Elevation. The problem is I've got my monitors bolted to the wall. And this doesn't really work well. I'd have to figure out... Ideally, you're working, like, with your elbows kind of on the table. Or not elbows on the table, but your wrists on the table. I certainly need to figure something out. Because it's just terrible. It just doesn't feel good. Maybe I should pull the monitors off my wall. I'm just scared to buy a decent desk because I have to move soon. And I don't really know if I want to lug a desk around, you know? Something like that. Lugging a little shit desk around, that's fine. You know, you just screw on the legs, you're done, because even this desk is from IKEA, but yeah. I've owned, like, heavy-duty desks, and... I don't know. I'd have to look into it, but it would be nice. What do you pull it up like what? Is it like a manual thing, or does it have, like, what do you mean in that? Usually those desks are kind of, like, automated. Post it in my Discord. There's no links on Twitch, but Discord is fine. Go to, stream sharing. Yeah, I'll take a look. IKEA is just the goat. Hard to beat IKEA, I gotta say. Oh, this is Amazon. 32-inch. Oh, it's in German. It's an adjustable one that moves up and down. The, I know, you know, we've actually bought desks on Amazon, and they've all been fairly good. Sick. Where is... Give me 1 second. 32 inches. Whoops. $32 inches. Kind of a small desk, no? A little bit? Not that big. Ooh. I do need one. I do need something that's going to help my back. You put it on your desk. Oh, what the fuck? It's a riser. I was like, what the fuck? It looks like a desk. I was like, what the fuck? I thought it was a desk. I'm like, what the hell is that? It looks funky. That's interesting. I don't know how that would work. You might be onto something though. I might fuck with it. What a weird looking thing. Like, that thing's pretty big. I was looking at it. I'm like, coffee cup. Riser. I don't know if that would work here.
Is that all you've got?
It might.
You must have more.
It might.
Just found out in Rust that groups have to have one person online while everyone is sleeping ill to prevent their base from being raided.
Yeah, it's a full-time job where you don't get paid. It's terrible. I wouldn't play that game. I may look into it. I think the biggest thing for me is, like, that's a pretty good idea. I just think it's too big. Yeah, I know what you mean. How would that work? Just trying to see what it would feel like. Technically, if it was right here, like, the camera's all out of focus, but if it was at this height, it'd be, like, up to here. I'll look into it. Yeah. Because I do definitely want something like that. Or, again, just like a desk. And Tarek, thank you, sir. Yeah, that game is very hardcore. And everyone's apparently very friendly in that game. Doesn't Rust have the friendliest community? Even friendlier than League? Yeah, the issue with this hobby is it always leads into more things. It's like, who in their right mind would ever think about getting a different desk? It's a desk. It's like, if your neck is cranked over at 24/7, you kind of need one. Be very, very helpful. Problem with these old Lord of the Rings minis sometimes is you just don't know what you're working on. The detail is so muddled. Like, what am I scraping? Why is the sprue gate there? Why is it destroying a shoulder pad? Medbrow, hello, sir. Oh yeah, it just gets worse and worse. Oh my god. It just gets worse and worse. Yeah, these are the Erebor Warriors. The very weird, motley crude design choiced kit. A very strange looking kit.
Shut up, you dickhead, now fuck off!
Vertical, thank you, sir. For the sub. Appreciate it. Thank you, man. Yeah, this kit is very, not the best one. Not the best kit. I find myself having to, like, carve in details sometimes. Everything is just, like, mush. It's... I don't know if it's the sculpt or, like, the mold. But, yeah. At least they paint fine. Everything looks better when it's painted. Whenever we get to that point. What the hell kind of cover was that? That wasn't... Oh, the demo version, that's why. Will you do the quick weathering where you paint it black completely and then you put some colors in? You mean like dry brushing it with like a metallic or something? Probably not. I usually just do my layering and highlighting, and I'm very slow with everything. You can certainly do dry brushing for certain things, or if you just like the look of that. It just depends. It's whatever you want to paint. I'm a very slow everythinger. Cleaning, painting. Very, very slow. Pretty much. I just try to get as much as I can done with everything I do. It's like turbo brain rot. Turbo brain rot. I can see it on my end, yeah. I think it's... Well, actually, I don't see the tortoise, but... I think it's because the chat system. Whatever the chat system is on stream, it doesn't show. Because it's like a program. So maybe it doesn't, like, compute with the emojis. I think that's why. Emojis make everything exciting, it seems, in today's times. I remember I was playing Death Stranding, and I'm like, why the fuck is there emojis in everything? And I think in the game it was like, people are so miserable, everyone needs a smile sometimes. Leave some emojis. Or some shit like that. I'm like, yeah, all right. I mean, you see like every post literally with like the weirdest shit. Okay, that's a bot. Man. That is a bot. Super ban bot. The bots are everywhere. The hustle bots. The bots. Oh, well, it goes both ways. Being stinky sometimes ain't a crime. Only if you're out in public. I used to do a lot more 40k. These days I've got Votan, but yeah. My Votan is not built up. I only really started to appreciate them not too long ago. I've always been kind of at odds with them, but yeah. Used to do orcs, used to do guard. You know, when you're growing up, you have a hodgepodge of things. You're like, that's cool. That's cool. But yeah, guard and orcs were kind of my jam for a bit. Then I did squats for a little bit. That was a project I wanted to see it go somewhere, but it never really flourished back in the day. Yeah, these days it's like Votan. Uh, 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 uh. Well, I don't know. It's a lot of, I think if you like dwarves and you kind of get into the Votan, it is a different setting. It's a different people. It's a different race. It's not like your typical Tolkien, you know, fantasy dwarves. Like, they still have that to them with their lore, but it's in more of like a twisted, futuristic, you know, sci-fi way, because it's 40k. It's not meant to be like homey and family friendly. It's just, yeah, they're different. And I think you have to kind of appreciate them in a different way to really enjoy them. That's the reason I never did, is just I was always comparing things to, like, fantasy. I'd be like, yeah, fantasy's just better. It's like, well, it's not the same thing. They're not actually dwarves. They're people stunted and then through science kind of, like, made anew to live in the galactic core and be more of their environment. It's very sci-fi. People having to become more than themselves to kind of live and thrive. But they are certainly space dwarves. Air quote, space dwarves. I don't mind them. Once you stop thinking of them as, like, pure dwarves, you might like them a little bit more. Correct, hello, sir. I do like them, though. Again, you just kind of come to appreciate things as time goes on, so... For the sake of 40k, they're definitely my jam. Raymond, hello, sir. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Time to quit. Time to requeue. Time to build a new army and sell the old one because it sucks. Then spend $3,000 on another one. Lose once and then do the same thing until the meta switches. What were you playing? Yeah, people do that. Not everyone's in the hobby for the hobby, per se. It could be more of, like, the gaming aspect. It is what it is. If you have no interest in the artsy-fartsy stuff, then you're probably going to be that way, but yeah. I bought a PC. Quite expensive, but I'm so happy it'll ship on Monday. That's good news. I pray nothing breaks down. I pray it works perfectly, because I have had bad luck in the past with new PCs. It was my first game. Oh, yeah. Well, you learn, right? The only way to get better is to keep playing. Just learn what you're doing. Orcs are fun because you don't have to think if you're playing certain lists. And, yeah, they're a very liberating way to play. I already want to upgrade. You guys are like phone enjoyers. You need like the new greatest and best thing out there, eh? Well, there's nothing wrong with losing. I mean, you'll have to lose to learn. That's what the hobby is. That's what any game is. It should just be fun to throw down dice and throw minis on a table. That's kind of the idea, right? It isn't really about, I have to win 24/7. It's like, sometimes you just want to have fun. Obviously, winning can be more fun, but yeah. A phone enjoyer. Newest and best. I'm not that, I don't know. Listen, my phone's good. I've only upgraded my phone once. I'll say this. I am that way, but with hobby tools. If there was any sort of like new and best addiction, it isn't buying new things, but it's finding new things within the hobby that will change the landscape of building minis or doing different things. That's what I look out for, I'd say, in that regard. A little bit cheaper than PCs, I gotta say. Newest and hottest dwarf models. You know, I'm not even that way, though. I really don't. It took me so long to come around to the Votan. The only 2 ranges I bought on release, okay, 3 ranges. The Votan, and I did them for a little bit, and I was like, this shit is not my thing, man. Like, I don't like this. And the KO. And then, okay, the Necromunda squats, true. But I held off on a lot of things, a lot of the Warcry stuff, and it takes a while to come around to certain things. And then once you eventually do come around to it, you're like, fuck, there goes the wallet. It was one of everything on launch. Which I think in reasoning with that is like, you never really know what you're going to need. You might as well try and play everything, you know what I mean? The KO range wasn't really big at all, to be honest. When the KO came out, I don't think it was big. There's like a few characters, some boats, and like 1 or 2 troop types. I haven't bought any other KO stuff. Like the new stuff, I don't own any of it. I don't even own... I have a KO Spearhead, and I have an Argonaut Company. And then the characters that I kept. That's about it. Thankfully, these ranges aren't very big on release. Like, even the Votan was kind of tiny. So it wasn't the worst thing to kind of, like, sell off. Everyone's got their piles of shame. I have the second one. Yeah, I have the second one, which I prefer the first one. The first one I think is more fun. You get like the Admiral, the Argonaut Company, the Frigate. Yeah, the first one I think is more fun. You get more infantry. You get like the boat and everything. I don't really, you know what? It doesn't matter if it's OP though, bro. You just look at it, you're like, fuck yeah. You like the lore? Fuck yeah. I've never given a shit about Warhammer in terms of a competitive space. Like, what is good has never bothered me. Same thing with League. I don't know. I try to get into hobbies just because it's what I want to do, not what other people are doing. But I know not everyone's that way. Sometimes you don't want to play like the most broken thing. Well, Pokemon has gone downhill. Pokemon is terrible right now. Chungo closer. Yeah, yeah, exactly. You'd have to buy the pieces to it, which they're all available, but yeah. I ran the beast snaggers and boys. Well, that guy's an inbred. Sorry to say he's an inbred. I don't know. I agree with whatever the person wants to do. You may not agree with some people, but like at the end of the day, you do what you want to do because that's what you enjoy, and that shit is just what it is. If you want to be like a very competitive player, be that. Whatever. You know, don't be a dick about it, I'll say, but like try to enjoy yourself with what you're doing, you know? It's like, what if I wanted to run this list? Yes, I'm miserable now. I found a job. Well, now you can buy Warhammer. Even more of it. Yeah, Pokemon is such a dead hobby currently for like the average person. Like, if you enjoyed it years ago before it blew up, or you've been enjoying it for ages before it blew up, I mean, you know, you'd have retail prices everywhere. Pokemon makes Warhammer look affordable. Unironically, Warhammer in comparison to Pokemon is like different ballpark. It's insane how cringe that is. It is ridiculous what Pokemon has become. Well, depends on the cards. Base set, I think, common base set stuff isn't really worth much, but like we're talking about new product these days. I mean, everyone's scalping. Everyone's like, the prices are all fucking blown out of proportion. It's any TCG. TCGs are like a disaster. They're just pure greed. You know, there's nothing wrong with making a little money out of your hobby, but like to the degree in which some people take it and like jack up the prices. You know, little Timmy just got done with a round of root canals. He's like, I can't wait to get back to Pokemon. Well, sorry, little Timmy. Your favorite set's $800. Do you have $800? It's like, no, I don't even have teeth. Oh, sorry. It is gambling. Yeah, it's just gambling. Pokemon makes Warhammer fans not feel so bad. Well, a lot of these guys just have them. A lot of these, richer guys, your money, do whatever you want with it, right? Obviously, but yeah, I think with Pokemon investing and all these things kind of like blowing up as of late, they've really fucked like the general market. Well, in this day and age for Pokemon, who doesn't have a Costco membership? It's just, yeah, I'm glad I'm not into Pokemon. Ivana is, so, like, condolences to Ivana, but yeah. Like, Warhammer is expensive as fuck, but in comparison to Pokemon, it's like a walk in the park. It's not, like, it is disgusting what Pokemon has become. Yeah, I do. Still haven't. Yeah, well, every nerdy hobby has become more of a nostalgia thing, right? Grading video games and whatever. That's fine. It's fine if it's affordable, but it's not. Stream Deck, no. You really have to be on top of these things if you want to get anywhere in the hobby. It's like, you need day one pre-orders, you need this and this and this, you need this and this and this. It's like, nothing is, like, readily available for, like, a reasonable price. Which is an issue. These are Dwarf Warriors. Dwarf Warriors, if you've seen The Hobbit, they're the guys from Erebor. In battle, hello, sir. I just spent $300 getting a PS1 game back from my childhood. Yeah, well, out of production things. It's just market. In some cases, it's market. I mean, those things have been long out of production. When it comes to Pokemon, like, how fucking mass-produced is that right out of the gate? Like, graded video games, everything's gone up in value, but yeah. Nostalgia will get you. Nostalgia. Well, it's not the same thing with an emulator. There's a difference in wanting the thing versus playing it. If you grew up on it, you probably want, if you can afford it, the OG copy. It's more than just playing the game. Like, both are valid. One's a lot cheaper. I'd say if you grew up in, like, for me, I'm like a late 90s kid, so I want everything physically. Late 90s, early 2000s, like, little to no technology for me. A lot of it was, like, hands-on doing things. Like, if I can ever get the OGs, I'd rather have the OGs, so... I don't collect games, though. That's different. I really... You know, I like games, but I don't collect anything regarding them anymore. Just depends on the person. Like, if I had to... You know what? One game that I would love to own... It's not even, like, an ancient game, but I think I've seen them... I've seen them around, but it was, AVP Extinction. It was a fucking, like, weird top-down strategy game for, like, Alien vs. Predator. AVP Extinction would be a physical game I've always wanted to own. I love that game. I think the last physical game I purchased... may have been Total War Warhammer, the first one when it came out. That may have been it. When disc trays were still a thing. "10 years younger." Yes, sir. I look ancient. World of Warcraft Catalysm. Catalysm, I said. Cataclysm. I played that expansion. That was fun. Yeah, there's no reason to buy games anymore in person, unfortunately. The old stuff, always, I agree, but, like... I don't know. The new stuff is just not... It doesn't hit the same. It's not nostalgia. Oh, that too. Yeah, yeah. Whatever you're into. Retro games will always sell. Maybe not all of them. But yeah. I played Concrete Jungle. Yeah, that was a cool one.
Good morning, Captain. I hope today it's a good game. Did you saw the Adeptus Mechanicus trailer for Dawn of War? And the new DLC for RE9 that just dropped?
I did see both. Isn't the DLC not, like, anything substantial? If it isn't a story DLC, I don't really care. It's got to be story DLC. And I think it was supposed to be more of, like, a wave mode or something. A minigame DLC, yeah, it's like... Anything GameCube and PS2 right now is selling crazily. Yeah. Everyone's on their nostalgia kicks for those consoles, it seems. It's different when it's nostalgia, bro. People want their youth back. People want the shit that they never had, or things that they had but, you know, lost it. I love nostalgia. I never played Progmata, I couldn't say. RE9 was good. No game is perfect. RE9 was like... RE9, I'll say this, was like an unfinished game. Considering you have to wait for a fucking DLC is just like nuts. Those games are amazing, yeah. The remakes are really well done. Those are great. Those are, like, pretty perfect. I mean, RE3 remake was kind of whatever, but yeah. Yeah, I got him. As I said, I kept all the ones that I got. I do have him, actually. I was looking at him recently. He's the guy with the ironclad model. He should be right here. That's Barrack. Who's this? No, that's Yachts. Where is he? Oh, he's right here. Yeah, that was the, I am gonna go back and probably pick up some of the commemorative minis that I missed. Because again, at a certain point, I just stopped. I didn't need any more. But I am gonna make them. So, where are the ones that I have? I think I'm mainly only missing the Votan... There's Yachts. That was the alternate call. This one looks better than the base call. There's Bugmanson. Kadrecki Flynn isn't really anything. And there he is. Yeah. This one's pretty cool. He's got the ironclad model. That's fun. Yeah. He's got the alternate head sculpt, which is fucking cool. Dude's like beat to all hell. Yeah, I do like the alternate one, to be honest, more than like the model. Because like he's holding his helmet. Like that's cool. That's dope. Yeah. If I had to build this guy, which I am going to, I'm just going to build him like that. Because I want him playable. Commemorative one, if I was putting him on a shelf for like a display, I'd do this one because that's more fun. But like, I'm going to use that one if I actually do play a game. Yeah. I'm going to build all these. Soon, TM. Too much to do. Yeah, I think the only one I'm missing is the Iron Here champion. The guy who's like holding his shield upwards. Yeah, I've got painted stuff. I don't paint often. I don't have time, and I'd rather just start building a bunch of shit first before I paint all of my shit again. But yeah, I've got a few painted things. Here. Dwarf Warriors. A lot of these were just kind of for fun. Like, I don't, again, I don't paint consistently anymore like I used to, but yeah. There's another Dwarf Warrior. And then I did the Squat, which was the latest one. Yeah, this guy wasn't... I don't think he's done. I could have done, like, another round of highlights on him, but yeah. Not often like I used to. How much was all of them? I think they're like, what, 40 bucks a piece at the time? I don't own that many sealed. A lot of the sealed stuff I own is literally just, like, commemorative stuff. I try to take everything out of the box and, like, at least clip them out. Put them in, like, storage. Probably have, like... At this point, considering I picked up the Necromunda squat range, I probably have, like, 10 sealed things. Which is not bad. That's not bad. Probably 10 sealed. Second painting can't seem to enjoy it for some reason. It's a lot of patience. If you really don't enjoy painting, I mean, if you're doing the hobby, there's no reason to not, like, fuck around with contrast. It'll certainly make things a bit faster, a bit more enjoyable, I'd say, if you just want them on the table. Yeah. There's a million ways to paint, and it really boils down to just what you like to look at. The hobby is your own. So whatever works for you is what you should go with. Yeah, well, keep doing that then, bro. Whatever you think is fun and whatever you like to look at is exactly what you should be doing. Some people love painting, some people love building, some people love sitting here for 5 minutes, some people love sitting here for 500 minutes, 500 hours. The hobby is really what you want it to be. There's no guideline. The guideline is just kind of what you enjoy, you know? Like, just keep pursuing what you want to do. Don't be, like, phased by what other people are doing or, you know, worry about other people's work. It's just, everyone learns at their own pace and everyone kind of figures things out when they do. Some people love the game. Some people hate the art side of things. Yeah. I enjoy the painting part. Never played a game of tabletop. You know what? I'll say this. You should try it. You should try it because it could propel you to love it even more. There's nothing wrong with at least getting one game in. You know, if it's Age of Sigmar, Spearhead. If it's 40k, I mean, maybe a Combat Patrol game. Or maybe like a 500-point, you know, standard game. Like, whatever it may be. It's worth at least trying it, you know? There's so many different layers of this hobby where it's like one could lead into another and lead into another, and then maybe you'll love it even more. Maybe you hated it and you never want to do it again. Yeah, you're good, bro. Just play. You might like Spearhead. Trust me. It's playing the game is such a different thing than just sitting down and working on minis. It's a very social hobby. And rolling dice and killing things and stuff like that is fun. It's very fun. You're like, look at all this shit I spent hours doing. Get fucked. You're not going to say that because you're not a freak, but you know what I mean. It's a fun time. Yeah, honestly, it's worth trying. Spearhead's pretty easy to learn. Like, just bring one in one day. Like, most stores will run Spearhead games because it's just the best, like, introduction to the hobby if you're playing Age of Sigmar. Roll up with one and just, like, learn as you go. Yeah. It's fine to roll up and be completely oblivious. You know, reading or watching a game is usually a great way to kind of, like, get into it, but a lot of stores are designed to kind of onboard and help you out and, you know, allow you to kind of continue your hobby knowing more. Yeah. And no one's expected to know everything unless you've played the game for so long. And again, edition to edition, they change, but... well, you'll hit stuff with orcs eventually. Orc shooting may be bad, but orcs' weapons are not. There's the difference. Like, their shit actually hurts when it hits. Well, yeah, everyone's there usually to have a good time. Again, it's just like a fun, artsy, fartsy, cool hobby. But I'll say this, once you get into playing the game, you'll probably spend more money. Like, I wonder what this could do on the tabletop. I wonder how these work. I wonder what this would be if I bought this and this and this and this, you know what I mean? That's the way they get you to spend more money, though, is certainly with the game. Why would you ever need 3 boxes of the same troop unless you were playing the game? I mean, some armies are stronger than others. I wouldn't necessarily say, like, you know, when you buy an army, you're always going to win because it's pay to win, but things get nerfed. No, that's never the case. Never. No. Technically, you could spend like what, $80 on a troop of like guardsmen, which are just like your run-of-the-mill chaff infantry, like completely useless. 3D printing is cheaper, yeah. Grimaldus. I don't know. Who's Grimaldus? Like an AOS guy? Oh, he's a Black Templar Armageddon guy. Is he the one based on like the OG artwork? Like the John Blanche one? Is that the guy? Yes, we are. I don't really know my Black Templars. I'm not really a Space Marine guy, so I couldn't tell you, but it's cool though. I'm good, sir. Fake fan. I'm just not a fan of Space Marines. I used to be as a kid. I contemplated going back and buying like, I think it was 3rd edition boxes or like 4th edition boxes for the sake of like nostalgia. I remember one of the coolest things I had as a child was my mom picked up a squad of assault marines. And I begged her, I'm like, please, I want Space Marines with jump packs, please. And I begged her for like a month. And then one day I came home from school after like acing a test or something, and they were on the fucking like baby seat. I wasn't like a baby at that time, but they were on a baby seat, and I was so happy. It's like, oh my god. And then I fucking Goblin Green based them. Like, no primer. They just look like absolute shit, but I painted and built them in like one day. So good. Yeah, when you're younger, I mean, things stick a little bit better. When you're older, you're more refined, I'd say, with like what you like, but yeah. Well, Mike, it just sits easier here, that's why. It's more convenient. I don't really have to do anything. Look at that. Bro, moms are the best. I was a single kid at the time. Like single parent, only child. Mom took care of me. It was bad though. I take care of her now, but you know. She was working a ton of jobs. Yes, Warhammer. Crippling Space Marine addiction, 4 armies, 3 Space Marine armies, and 1 Chaos Space Marine. I mean, I've got like, at this point, I'm building probably, what, 6 dwarf armies? I think more. It'll get you. I'm building every dwarf army from Lord of the Rings currently, which is kind of a lot. Considering I had like one of them in full back in the day, the others are kind of like new to me. Yeah. It is what it is. I'm hoping to make sure my daughter has those memories. Like, get her Warhammer, man. My childhood was like, if I had to break down stores of my childhood, Zellers, Blockbuster, Toys R Us, Games Workshop, Dollarama. If I had to break down, again, my mom was working like 4 jobs or something, and we weren't there 24/7, but like, you know, you go to the dollar store and you get like a little bag of Army Men, and then you go in the sand and you play with them for like a month. Yeah, that was cool. That was fun. We'll get there in time. There you go, man. When she's old enough, bring her into Games Workshop. We did that too, yeah. That was fun. You put him in, like, the burning schoolhouse. Yeah, that was cool. Well, depends on where you get them from. Like, I used to go to the dollar store as a kid and get, like, 200 little Army Men at, like, I don't know, 5mm, 8mm scale. You get so many of them. You go down to the beach for the day and you just start building sandcastles and playing with them and shit. The tide comes in, washes some of them away. You're like, fuck. Microplastics in the ocean. Yeah. Yeah, they're super cheap. You had so many of them for like $2, $3. The tan, the green. Fuck, it was so good, man. My youth was spent playing like 3DO Army Men games as well. That was my jam. Any sort of like green plastic Army Man, military, you know, Toy Story. That was just so good. And then Warhammer came along and it was like, well, this is the better stuff. Warhammer was like the next step in that evolution. Action figures. That's cool. My mom used to work at a bakery, and for one of my birthdays, she made me an Army Man cake, and she put fucking like raspberry sauce on some of them, like they were dead. I was like, that's the coolest thing. Yeah. Violence. Can't go wrong with that stuff. Yeah, you know what? That's what parents do, man. They support you. That's what my mom did. My mom supported the hell out of me. My dad, on the other hand, well, I'll be seeing you once a year for some child support. Yeah, I was talking to my mom about that recently. I'm like, you remember when my dad took me to fucking, like, this big Chinese mall and bought me, like, 50 fake PlayStation games that I could never run and then never came back? She's like, did that really happen? I'm like, yeah. Yeah, my dad would show up like once a year. Well, technically twice a year. Once for my birthday, once for Christmas. Sometimes he'd be like months late. He'd be like, "Oh, sorry, I forgot it was Christmas." Like, okay. Um, one year when I was younger, he took me to like There's a big Chinese mall in Toronto. It's called Pacific Mall. And that place has been raided so many times for, like, counterfeit stuff, but it's always going to be there. Anyways, we went in, and he got me, like, I was so young, so I didn't really understand it, but he got me, like, 20 PlayStation games. And they're, like, fucking $2 each, whatever it might be. And they're all burned. They're all fake copies. And I'm like, oh my god, why are they so different? These aren't normal, like, super thin cases, that they smell like plastic. This isn't what I'm used to getting at, like, Walmart. He's like, oh, they're going to work. Don't worry about it. And so I take them home, and I start putting them in the PlayStation, and they won't read. None of them read. And then he never came back. He's like, okay, I'll see you next year. I hope you enjoy it. I'm like, all right. Yeah, those were, you had to have, like, a modded PlayStation to run them, which we didn't know. Pretty much. Yeah, I don't know what we did with them. They were super cheap. You know, it's good to have those, though. You give them the kids, and so the kids don't need, like, good cards to break. You know, kids these days are more sensible with Pokemon, but, like, you know, sometimes if you have, like, a child who's like, I want Pokemon, or I want this, it's like you don't give them good cards. When they're old enough to understand it, you do, but, like, yeah. Nostalgia's a bitch, bro. Tyler won Yu-Gi-Oh! Or you got from ordering from his store. That's pretty cool. Hey, people still love Yu-Gi-Oh, man. People still love all that stuff. I mean, I've been streaming for over 10 years. I think roughly about 10 years at this point. 10 or 11 years. It seems like a blink of an eye, but it must have been at least 10 or 11 years. I had to write in my application to get fucking partnered. Like, why would you be a good partner? This. And then I had a bunch of Twitch staff show up in my chat around my birthday, and they're like, congratulations, here's partnership. And everyone was, like, celebrating. It was pretty cool. And everything these days is kind of, like, automated because there's so many people doing it, but yeah. Shiro Closer. GP got reworked in, what, 2015? Pretty sure 2015? They're working on a new Injustice, though, so hopefully Bane's in it. Ideally, he is. Yep. Injustice 3. Thank God. Yeah, we're doing good, though. Today I get to go see a movie. I'm gonna go see the new MK movie today. I don't think Injustice did bad, though, man. I just think MK is still more their thing, but they just got through an MK game. Because, I mean, it's DC. It's a DC fighting game. You know, it's not Marvel, but DC's fucking huge. DC's cooler than Marvel. I'm getting old. 2016. Yeah, 10 years. That's crazy, man. Time flies. Everything feels like it's in a blink of an eye. Like, oh, that was just yesterday. It's like, no, it wasn't. It was 5 years ago. Simulation. Colgan, hello, sir. Well, I mean, time is time. Spend it wisely. I used to think, man, I have enough time to do anything I want. I'm a kid. Nothing matters. Like, the older you get, the less time you get. Well, you have more time but no money, and then when you grow up, you get a job, and you have a little bit of money, but you have no time. So it just reverses the roles. That's really what it is. Or you just make a shit ton of money, and then you have all the time in the world, so you get the best of both worlds. I got discharged today, and I'm feeling good. Discharged for what? In prison? Who did you murder? Where's the bodies? The families need to know. Oh, hospital. Okay, never mind then. That's good. That's better than murder. Well, hopefully you're feeling better, sir. You lied to your mother about the murders? Okay. Okay. All right. Well, I'm not sure what that's about, sir, but hopefully all is well on that end, though. Moms are awesome. Your mother only wants what's best for you until they don't. Oh, gotcha. That's interesting that your mom would do something like that. I feel like you'd be in good hands, but I guess you never know. Well, ideally, you do get that taken care of then. That is never fun. But that is yeah, probably something you'd want to look into for sure. But, you know, I don't know you or your body or anything, but everyone deserves good health. And I think for you and the choices you want to make and those in your life, I mean, I hope you do figure it out. Everyone deserves good health. Well, not everyone. There's a lot of shitheads, but most people. Everyone eventually has health problems. We take that for granted until it just bites us in the ass. Even I gotta go get a CAT scan soon. I need a few things taken care of. Ivana needs a few things taken care of. Everyone does, man. What do you call that thing again where you mix the sprues with plastic cement? Sprue goo? Sprue goo. You know, every family's different, dude. Not every family is going to have like a good tight knit circle. I'm thankful that my family is incredibly tight knit. We all get along with each other. But other families maybe not so much. You know, you got to work with what you've been given. You know, it might work out, it might not. Like I'm not like a family counselor or anything, but yeah, some things aren't meant to be. Some things do work out in the end. But yeah, that's a tough one, man. I can't fathom what that even feels like. That shit smells so good. Yeah, don't smell that shit. Don't smell that. Although I will say Sprue Goo is worth making. I think Sprue Goo is incredibly useful. But yeah, I do hope you figure that out, man. As a fellow health problem haver, you know, again, we all want what's best for us and our loved ones. Dead Space 2 remake when? Never? That I mean, technically it's a great game. Like, I don't know if it needs a remake, but the first game had a remake and it was good. Yeah, 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 of course. I mean, that's what friends are for, right? If you've got a friend who isn't supporting you, what kind of friend is that? Blood clots. Avoid the blood clots, man. That is true. I get up. I do a few things, but yeah. Dead Space 1 is the greatest survival horror game I've ever played. Have you played Subnautica? It's not a survival. It's not, I wouldn't call it horror, but like it's a bit freaky. Bit freaky at times. You know what? You know what is so okay? If you want an amazing, and I mean an amazing survival horror game, Darkwood. Is it called Darkwood or Deadwood? I think it's Darkwood. That's a fucked up game. That's a really fucked up game. think a sequel's coming out. Yeah, Darkwood. That's a really good game. Yeah, you played it? Okay, there you go. Going on your phone to take a break isn't a break? Yeah, probably not. When I'm on the can, I'm either on my phone or I'm reading like a fucking White Dwarf magazine. Unironically, I keep them in my bathroom sometimes if I have extras. So, yeah. That's a weird thing. Well, I've gotten into VR, and it made me sick every time. I think one of the coolest things I want to do eventually is I want to play some of the hardest survival games out there, but only play with one life, and if I lose, I have to do a new game. Not the same game, but move on to a new game. Kind of like an Iron Man gauntlet of, like, storied games that are single-player. But, like, you have to beat it with one life. Before you get Total War, I'll be playing it on release, yeah. The Forest. That game I've never played. I heard it was good, though. I hear it's a bit funky. A bit weird. Sons of the Forest. Is it a sequel? Nova, hello, sir. Sequel. I've never played the first game. I'd have to play the first one then. Fun for the weekend. Weekends are lovely. You know what's even more lovely? Going to see the new Mortal Kombat today and then getting the weekend. Two birds with one stone. That's what I'll be doing. I was thinking of going to, I've seen so many movies lately in, like, regular format. I was thinking of going to IMAX just to experience it. I don't think I've gone to an IMAX one, but yeah. I'll be doing streaming before the movie. When I go see the movie, I'm not going to get back on. So I'm going to do this until probably 20 more minutes. Nothing crazy. Well, what's the difference? Is it just, like, better image quality or some shit? Well, I'll review the movie after. I mean, I rewatched the first one last night just to prime myself for, like, the second one. And again, it's just a fun time. Don't think, just enjoy. And it's not bad. That's the biggest thing. Oh, is that it? That's cool. Well, maybe I'll go to IMAX. I'm not sure. I've never done it. Books with pop-out images. You're talking about 3D? Well, this is not IMAX 3D, right? Is that a thing? I might try it. All right, fair enough. I might book one. Just to try it. May as well try one thing new if you can. Is that really a thing? I maybe. I'll try it out. I'll let people know what I think of the IMAX thing if I go. I'm assuming tickets are more expensive. Was it really? All right. I will go to IMAX. You've convinced me for now. If I hate it, you're going to have to subscribe on multiple accounts. 50 gifted each. Is it really? What, you just want to keep watching it? You just don't have that high anymore? Sounds like Red Dead. Sounds like any variety game I've played that I've loved. Where I now have PTSD. I've never gone to IMAX. Maybe I had at one point, but I just kind of forgot, if anything. Yeah, I do want to go see the new MK movie, though, so we're definitely going to. Yeah, exactly. Well, I felt that. That's a real thing. I've never done IMAX. Are they convincing you? Because they've convinced me. I've never done it either. And if I did, I just forgot, so. Yeah, I'll be going to IMAX. You've convinced me. Again, if I hate it, 50 gifted each. I don't make the rules, I just enforce them.
Shut up, you dickhead, now fuck off!
Stars, thank you, buddy. Well, there's one. 49 more. Thank you, man. We're almost there. Woo! 49 more. Yeah, a lot of the movies I've seen lately in theaters have just kind of sucked. They really haven't been that good. Well, I wouldn't say sucked, but like they're not like anything to write home about, you know? Which I think was my biggest problem. I saw both Jokers in theaters. Not a good time. First one was great. Second one was like... Second one wasn't nearly as bad as everyone made it out to be, but it wasn't that good. Many original movies, most of them are just releases. Most of them that are released are remakes. Or sequels. I did not see Project Hail Mary, but I did hear it was pretty good. I heard it was like a mixed bag of like some good, some bad. I mean, everyone's valid in their own way for opinions, but yeah. Well, society. Society, brother. I'm gonna go see the Mando movie too. I've seen a lot of people say it looks like shit. I liked Mando season 1 and 2. Season 3 was bad, but Mandalorian looks fucking awesome. All the callbacks to like the Dedrick fucking chess monsters. You've got like the Amani species. You've got just like the seedy underbelly of like what Boba Fett should have been, but instead it's now going to be in like Mandalorian. It looks good if you like deep cuts, or if you like the weird shit in Star Wars, which is exactly what I like. So, I think it looks great. I got no problem. I guess we'll see when it comes out, though, because it could be a steaming pile of shit, but I doubt it. I'm sure it's going to be great. I believe it will be fun. The Acolyte? Mixed bag. I don't think The Acolyte was the worst thing I've ever seen. It's a little bit of a mixed bag for me. Disney Star Wars is really hit or miss. And that's just, it'll always be subjective, but yeah. It just didn't feel like Star Wars. I suppose so. Some of them really don't. I don't know. It was... I thought it was fine. I'll just say that. I thought it was okay. I think when it comes to media, you should give things a fair chance. You can listen to reviews, listen to critics and all that stuff. That's fine. Everyone has their own opinions, but give it a chance yourself. And if you hate it, you hate it. If you like it, great. Can't really dismiss things until you've seen it completely. Jesus! Stars gifted 5 subs. Holy moly. That's a Star Wars fan. See, they like the Acolyte. Yeah, Stars, holy shit, thank you so much. That alert is very loud, and my ears are completely burned out. Damn, thank you. And a sub. I appreciate that. That's awesome. We don't have Mochi emotes on this channel, though, unfortunately. We don't have Mochi dressed up as a dwarf. Which is a bit of a miss. He should be. Mochi should be a dwarf. Dwarf-chi. Maybe I'll have that commissioned, I'm not sure. Mochi's sleeping right now. Mochi's chilling. He's got to go out for a walk soon, in the next, like, hour or so. Mochi went to the pet store yesterday, and the lady at the counter gave him a salmon treat. And, of course, he did not do anything she said, because he's that way. Like, sit, Mochi, sit, spin. And he's just literally, like, trying to, like, crawl up her leg to eat it out of her hand. Like, he's a gremlin. Yeah, Mochi's great, but he won't listen to me. I'm not, like, the alpha in his life. He will listen to me sometimes. He thinks he owns me. He thinks I'm his bitch. And he's my son. And he's the size of, like, a football. Like, he doesn't understand I could literally squish him into, like, a piece of gum. Ah, he thinks he owns me, bro. That's what dogs do, man. They try to own you. You know what? He's having the time of his life. It's fine. He's not very big. Cat behavior. No. Oh, she's the goat. I think we have Mochi images on this PC. Yeah, we have a few. I yoink over Mochi images for this. Bro, this guy's not gonna harm anyone. He can't harm anyone. He's too tiny. He's great. This one's good. That's a good fucking photo. Then you got, like, the cursed Polaroid. I don't even... This is just demonic. But, yeah. Things look weird. Yeah. So I can't take photos. I think I took this one. This one, he just looks like a crackhead. I don't know. I'm not good at taking photos. Yeah, he's cute. Bro, everyone loves dogs. And if you don't, you're a freak. If you've never owned a dog, you don't get it, man. Dogs are just the goat. Not that any other animal isn't amazing, but yeah. Hype train. Yeah, well, thank you again. I appreciate it. We got to get some Mochi emotes here. Mochi is photogenic. As long as I'm not taking the photos. All right, I gotta go grab something in 1 second. I need to go get a base for this guy, but it'll take like 2 seconds. All right, let me go get it right now. BRB. Where's this thing connected to? My shirt? Oh, I can walk over with it, thank God. I gotta remember that this microphone is connected to my beard, because, like, I'll move in weird directions and it'll rip out hair. Just because this thing is, like, clamped to the desk sometimes. It's incredibly inconvenient. I don't know why I keep leaving it on me. Anyways. Like, as I do like these, like, having a, what would you call this? A wearable microphone instead of something more fixed. It is very, very useful, but, like, I always forget that I'm wearing it. I always forget. The follicles. All right. All right. Good enough for now. Eventually, when I get to painting and basing these guys, we will pull them apart, glue them, and do something more. Cleaning them up is half the damn battle. Oh my god. Cleaning them up is half the battle. I don't think anyone enjoys the process of cleaning minis. I mean, it's satisfying. It's like restoration work, honestly, but it isn't like the most deeply satisfying thing. Yeah. It's, I'm not gonna say I hate it, but like, it's a mixed bag. It's good to clean up things and make it look new, you know? Make it look fresh. I clean these minis better than I clean myself, I gotta say. I don't look good. Cleaning mold lines is by far my least favorite thing in the hobby. You technically don't have to clean them, bro. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do in this hobby, but yeah. If you want to make them look better, you usually do clean the mold lines. 100%. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You're not wrong. It should never be there. You're there to restore what the casting process has given you. And then it's like, wait until you get into fine cast. Wait until you do that shit. That's a whole different beast. This is not even like cleanup. This is like re-sculpting. Like, this guy doesn't even have a face. What's she here? This guy has no nose, and his right eye is, like, fucked up. Not to mention, everything here is just, in general, fucked up. So yeah, you're gonna be doing a little bit more with that. I'm sure you judge a bit if you see a mini with a mold line. Not really. With this hobby, again, you just do whatever you want to do. I do think minis look better without mold lines, but that's just my preference. Yeah, well, again, it's your hobby, so you choose, but I, for one, don't like mold lines. I don't like imperfections on minis that aren't supposed to be there. A lot of the problems that come from minis come from the casting process. That's basically it. When they're made a little bit crudely, and so you have to kind of, like, do what you do. I wouldn't say injection molded stuff is made crudely. But, you know, with any sort of process, you have drawbacks that you have to kind of amend. Yeah, there's a million paints. I have not worked with Finecast yet, but I only hear horror stories. Sometimes you can get really lucky and the cast is actually not so bad. Other times you can get horribly unlucky and you've got, like, bubbles, like, bent pieces, molded pieces that didn't really come out well. It's a 50-50. Sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't. I don't mind working with Finecast just because I've worked with every material in this hobby. Finecast was always... The best thing about Finecast is the fact that you can convert it. That's the best feature about Finecast. There is no fidelity, there is no, oh my god, the detail is just so crisp and amazing. Like, it surely can be at times, but, like, most of the positives to Finecast are just about convertibility. If you want to convert it, it's a very soft material, softer than plastic, softer than metal, obviously, pewter. And you can just kind of chop it up and do whatever you want with it. So, that's probably the only benefit, realistically. Otherwise, it sucks. Yeah, not the most fun. But I don't think there's anything in this hobby that you have to fear. Warhammer is not a hard hobby in terms of building. It's just laborious. That's it. It's just a bit of a hassle. Maybe if you're going to be building a Titan, you know, first thing ever that you do in this hobby, that might be a bit of a problem. But yeah, most of them, most of this, most of this hobby is not bad. It's as bad as you want it to be. Building and painting 100 boys. That would be something. That would be CBT inducing. People do it, though. People have done far worse, I'm sure. Yeah, you're good, buddy. I'm actually going to get out of here soon anyways. I have to leave. I got to go for lunch, and I got to take Mochi out for his daily walk. Well, one of his daily walks, I should say. Yeah, so I got to head out soon. Thank you again for the sub, so I appreciate it. And the sub. The beast will be pleased. More beef treats. I'll probably give it a few... Give it like 10 more minutes, I'll head out. Should give me enough time to finish this, at least. Too much to do in this hobby. Not enough time, not enough money, too much to do. More, I want more. Give me more. Do, 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 do. No, I'll be on today. Belgian, hello, sir. No, I'll be on, I'm gonna go eat after this. I gotta take Mochi as well. And then I'll be on this afternoon. Just do some League. Chill. I want to do some Alawi support. I'm fiending. It's so fun. Alawi support's so fucking fun. Actually, very fun. Landing E in a duo lane is, like, satisfying as shit. And then building beads? Come on, bro. Come on. So good. No, variety's on the weekend, so tomorrow. I'm not doing anything tomorrow. Today I'm going to a movie, so I'm not really going to be playing variety. Pretty much. Dirty beads, dirty beads. Yeah, what I should do is call it here, actually. 11 o'clock. Well, Friday... No, Friday's still a weekday. The weekend is Saturday, Sunday. No, this is old Ghost. I just kind of remember that they existed, and I'm like, why not put it on? That's the usual case when it comes to bands. You just forget they exist, and then you're like, oh, let's play them. It was the first song on their latest album. Yeah. This album's been out for like half a year or something, maybe a little longer. Which band? Visa. No, I've listened to them recently. That I do know of. Yeah, yeah. They're still on my mind. Ghost was certainly never on my mind for a while. Visa's great. Great with TF, I should say. Tier, yeah. That was another one. A lot of the albums from Tier are pretty good. Where's the bass? It's gonna fit at least. Okay, good. All right, I gotta head out. I want to go eat. I gotta take Mochi out. About 3-hour stream. That's not bad for Warhammer stuff. So I will be on in about, I don't know, maybe hour and a half. We'll do some League, and then later tonight I'm gonna be gone because I want to go see Mortal Kombat 2. With that being said, everyone take care of yourselves. Thank you for hanging out. Again, we do have a Discord. We have all that stuff. There's a YouTube channel with videos for this channel, I should say. We are going to be working on a brand new video very soon, which will be the Iron Hills stuff. So that's going to be interesting. I really want to put more videos out for this channel, but like we're a little bit swamped right now with work. Like I've only got one guy working on videos, so he's taking care of a few things, and I'll hit him up for some more stuff. Anyways, take care, be well. I'll let you know tomorrow how it is, because I won't be back on tonight. Or I'll probably just pop something in the Discord, but I'm sure it's going to be fine. But yeah, so everyone take care. Thank you for hanging out, and I will catch you guys later. Peace, folks. Be good.